Football Safe Space. I am 7 o'clock. I'm accompanied with the king, the Kang of the South.
Hey, you gotta say it right. King of the South, baby.
The
You know
Kang,
how
my bad.
King. Yeah. You gotta get Uncle Elroy. I'm on that right now. You know what I'm saying? But it's all love, man, blessed and highly favored. You always get to chop it up with seven. And when you come to safe space, hey, you know how we get down. Let's get it.
There it is. There it is. Uh, the HBO special. Help a brother out. It goes a long way. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment. We appreciate everything, baby.
Yeah, like us and subscribe. I mean, show some love. Some other people say wipe your feet. Either or, man. Just hit the thumbs up. Show love.
Yes, for sure, for sure. So this is the all regression show where the three of us, put together a list of players, a team a starting lineup, I should say, of players that we think are going to regress. We had Big E on the quarterback. I took the RB1. Brother Fox took the RB2. Big E took the wide receiver one. I took the wide receiver two. Brother Fox did the tight end, and then we all kind of collectively agreed on a flex, and I think Brother Fox picked the defense. So without further ado,
Right.
Big E,
What's
why
up?
why is Jordan Love gonna have a regression?
Yo, Jordan Love is overrated, and I hate and I don't hate it. I want to be the only person that's being real about it. It's the reason he's not getting signed. I wouldn't play at all. I want the brother to get his money, but he need to sit in there and wait till he get paid that $50 million contract and come out and play. I remember him playing the Utah State. I remember how he played. So I mean, I remember how he played. Now he was dirt at the beginning of the first half. He threw 14 touchdowns. He threw 10 picks. They had the bye week. This was this year. The
Yeah.
first weeks. He had 14 and 10. Then he came back. He did. He threw 18 touchdowns, one pick, but he played like crap with the Bears. Almost didn't get to that Dallas game that we were amazed by. We were amazed by that. That was the game that blew him up. And when he played San Francisco, the last, what was it, 14 or 13 plays, he went 5 for 9. Like
Mm,
5 for 9 with two picks in the last quarter and a half. So I said he trashed. I don't. He got hyped up after that Dallas game. Even I was in awe. So that's why I traded him this offseason, to get bigger and better. But Jordan Love ain't that guy. I just don't think that I don't think he's a QB 10. I really don't. Maybe in 15, maybe in the middle of the pack, Derek Carr style, but not trying to stretch it too long. Jordan Love ain't that guy. What everybody proclaim.
ooh, that's a bold take. I respect it. I respect it. I mean, that's why we do this, right? We all
Right.
got opinions. We all have views, and that's what makes fantasy football so great because we're all our own little GMs and little 12, 10 man leagues. So I'm not mad at the take. I think he took a step forward as a professional, but he still showed that he wasn't in that elite upper echelon, you
Right.
know. But he's still young. What was that? His second year as a starter? Was that his first year as a starter?
I think that's his first year as a starter, but when
That's
he
his first year because Rogers was first year as a Jet. So I'm gonna give the brother a little leeway. But if you don't believe he's gonna finish, what is that QB?
Yeah. Well, he 10.
So last season he was QB 5. So you're right. He's not gonna finish. Probably not gonna finish QB 5 again.
Nah. I mean, he played good, but I mean, Watson, he's good, but he's a blue tent boy.
Right.
Know what I'm saying? You got Reed and all these other kind of no name receivers, but they playing. It don't matter what your name is. I play like a lion out there, you're gonna be a beast. So I
Yeah.
mean, no matter what your name is, they played awesome. But I mean, some of the throws that Jordan loved, they were back of the end zone throws, were like. I mean, the guy was wide open. You didn't have to put it all the way to the back of the end zone. He had a toe tap to get the touchdown. I mean,
Mm,
they wasn't like pretty throws. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah.
mean, it was stretching a wide receiver, making a wide receiver jump up and fight in coverage when you could put it on the outside a little bit and it'd be a little bit better. He just showed himself to be. It's his first year starting, but I mean, how they giving him praise, bro.
Right. Right. Right.
I ain't
I'm gonna
hating
move,
that
no,
money.
no, for sure, for sure. Uh, moving on to the RB1, I'm gonna go with Raheem Mostert.
You
I know
go.
I'm gonna get a little bit of hate from
Oh,
from the HC from the head coach, but Hermano Correa. But last year, this guy was an RB3. He had over 1,200 yards, 21 total touchdowns. I don't see it happening again. This guy can barely stay upright. He did it for one season. A chain is there. There's a reason why Fantasy Pros has him ranked 89. I think that's a little bit too. That's a little bit too much. Now RB27 that's a big regression. I just don't see him finishing in the top 12. And he was number 3 last year. I got him maybe in the 18 to 20 range. I don't get 27, but I also don't. Hell no, I don't see RB3 again.
No, I don't see RB3 again. I mean, he has performed, and like the older he gets, the better he performs. I mean, he's a blue tent boy. He was a blue tent boy for a long time, and then next thing you know, he started shining. The last 2 years, he shined. He shined in the championship game. The NFC championship game. We got like 4 touchdowns.
Right.
He shined in that game, and I mean, they had a big game. A lot of their work came off of that Denver game, and they dropped 70. So some of their stats, I don't even, You feel what I'm? A-Chains too. So it's like, I don't know. It was a little, inflated after that game. So I'm really
for sure.
I like most, but he a blue tent boy. Once he gets tackled, like you say, you hold your breath. One of those hold your breath guys because you don't know. Oh, he going to visit the blue tent. Ain't no doubt about it. He going to go visit the blue tent.
Yeah. Moving on to the RB2, we got the underachiever. Everyone was really big on this guy. Zeke was out of town. Offensive line was healthy. You had CeeDee Lamb on the outside. You had the defense couldn't put 8 in the box, and Tony Pollard couldn't do nothing with it.
Right.
And Brother Fox said he's going to have a regression from RB15.
I believe. I don't know. I believe so. I mean, where Tony Pollard, what is with Tajay Spears now?
Right. Last year, RB15, he's ranked RB26. So that's 11 spot drop.
Right. I believe so. I believe that's fair. I mean, I like Tony Pollard, but Tony Pollard was in over his head. He needed a Zeke, a bigger back to run with him. You know what I'm saying? He was just that explosive back that he came in when the defense was kind of, a little bit tired. He would shine when Dallas, but he showed he couldn't be the lead back. So they're gonna need a Tajay Spears. You're gonna need that guy. But I like Pollard. But yeah, he's gonna regress definitely.
Yeah, I really don't see him cracking the top 24.
Ooh.
I know that's rough, but with Spears, that offensive line is still bad. They probably gonna play from behind a lot, and then you got so many receivers to feed in Ridley, Hopkins, and Boyd. They probably need to see what they got in the quarterback. He might get a little bit of work out the backfield as a third down back. That might salvage his relevancy, but he probably gonna be a bye week start for me.
Man, really overhyped anyway, yo. I mean, D-Hop the number one wide receiver there for me. I mean, if I'm drafting D-Hop probably before I draft Ridley. I'm being honest. I'm talking about being 1,000 yards last year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, come on, who's the RB? I mean, not the RB, but the wide receiver one. I think it's D-Hop. I think D-Hop is. Really just ain't showed me anything. He really, I mean, that 1 year, and then it's just like every time he going somewhere, or he's gonna be coming back from that gambling thing, or he's gonna be that number. He ain't never done nothing.
Got you. Moving on to your pick.
Okay.
As the wide receiver one, AJ Brown. Talk to us.
Hey, AJ Brown. Now look, AJ Brown killed 106 receptions, 1,400 yards. He got 1,400 yards last year. So you wondering why? Hey, AJ Brown is a known blue tent boy. Everybody knows. All it takes is one hit, and you out for the season. AJ Brown's been out, multiple games. He played majority of last season, but right when it counted in playoff time, that's when AJ Brown got hurt. But he's a blue tent boy. Like I said, if they got too many mouths to feed, you got Saquon, you got DeVonta Smith, you got Hurts, Goddard got to eat a little something. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention a few rookies that they brought in. AJ Brown gonna get his, but at the same time, you got, Hurts gonna get that, the tush push, obviously. So I mean, he gonna get off. So I just don't believe, AJ Brown is that guy. He really ain't that guy. He got 7 touchdowns last year. 7 touchdowns last year. Do you think adding Saquon is gonna help that total? Do you think he's gonna get way more than 7 touchdowns this year? I think at least he'll get the same.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to say, man. He's finished as a top 6 receiver the 2 years that he's been in Philadelphia. They just breaded him out. Usually, when teams pay a guy, they want to show like, hey, we know what we doing. We know what we doing. We gave him the bag because we know how good he is. So they try to force feed players. What I've seen. I'm curious to see Jalen Hurts either progression or regression because I think his productivity is solely based on Jalen Hurts. Saquon's going to steal a lot of that production where they may not need to throw as much. You got any thoughts, Brother Fox?
Yeah, I think you guys hit the nail on the head. I feel like his production is absolutely tied to Jalen Hurts. One thing that I didn't hear you guys say was that they have 2 brand new coordinators, offensive and defensive coordinators this year. Kellen Moore is coming from last year. He was with the Chargers in a 1-year stint, and then before that, he was with the Cowboys with Dak Prescott. Now talented offensive coordinator, but again, like the Chargers offense kind of sputtered up and down the field last year too. So it's like, what kind of offense is going to be called? What kind of style is going to be called? Are they going to be aggressive? Are they not? And as Big E said, Saquon being there, it's like you don't pay somebody the highest amount for a running back and not give him the football. So we all know that Saquon's going to take those carries as well as those tush push carries / quarterback sneaks and everything else. How many balls are really going to go around for AJ Brown? Someone in this offense is going to have to take a step backwards in order for them to be where they want to be long term. And unfortunately, I think that person is going to be AJ Brown.
That's fair.
Respect. Moving on to the wide receiver 2 of the all regression team. Brother Fox, while you're here, why don't you tell the folks how they can take care of us?
As always, you can give us the HBO special. If you don't know by now, the HBO special is the Help a Brother Out special. So help some brothers out. Hit that like button, subscribe. It truly, truly goes a long way.
It does.
No doubt.
As we talk about a long way and a player that's long in the tooth, we come upon Keenan Allen at the tender age of 32. Finds himself with a rookie quarterback in a new location, coming fresh off a 108 reception season, over 1,200 yards and 7 touchdowns. He was last year's wide receiver 6. Right now, he's going as wide receiver 29, and there's a reason. He's going to have regression. Rome is there. DJ Moore is there. Hell, even DeAndre Swift is there. Still going to be a talented guy, but at the end of the day, there's a reason why he's 29. I think 29 might be a little harsh, to be honest with you. I could see him still being a wide receiver 2, but wide receiver 6, come on, son.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's with Keenan Allen, like sure, he's still going to put up, I think, decent numbers, but is he going to be anywhere close to where he was last year, wide receiver 6? Regression, it's not necessarily that we don't believe in the player. It's that, what's the likelihood that last year's numbers were an anomaly as opposed to it being what's going to happen going forward. And, Keenan Allen set record numbers, target share as well as receptions last year for the Chargers. And the Chargers themselves, the team that drafted him, said, "Hey, man, I know you might have got might have set a record for yourself, but we need you to take a pay cut." That just shows you if the Chargers, the team that drafted him, don't believe it, and why should you?
We said we didn't need him anyway.
Cause don't believe in nobody. They always say they remember they got rid of Melvin Gordon, had Eckler take off, They don't never want to pay. No, but no, I ain't hating. You know what I'm saying? I like Keenan Allen. I like him. I mean, he from North Carolina, but I'm talking about. We saw the YouTube tape that video when he was juking in the park. Hey, he different, but he a blue tent boy to me. And the older he get, is the more the more scared I am to take him. I don't want Keenan Allen on my team. I mean, I'm not saying that Rome Odunze is going to do better than him this year, but he will next year.
Mm.
Definitely, I'll say that. But I mean, but not this year. He'll learn from him. And I think DJ Moore is right there where he's kind of prime going into the end of his. So I mean, I think he's gonna outshine. I mean, he's gonna do good too. Him and Keenan Allen, I think, will lead. But Rome close behind, and then Rome will take his throne over Keenan next year.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Brother Fox, you was covering tight end on the all regression squad. Why Evan Ingram?
So again, regression is when a player hits something abnormal to their normal statistics for the year. Last year, Evan Ingram had 114 receptions, led all tight ends in targets, led all tight ends in catches, and still didn't eclipse over 1,000 yards, but that's another story. So looking at his previous years, his previous high was 73 before last season. But just to give an example, 46, 63, 44, 45, 64. Where did this 114 come from? Where did this this isn't the usual for Evan Ingram. And I think it was a situation last year that there was a lot of players that were hurt, Christian Kirk, as well as a few other wide receivers that were hurt. But the Jaguars have stocked up. They went out and drafted Brian Thomas Jr. They went out and got Gabe Davis. Christian Kirk is actually back now from injury. So, again, there's only one. Same thing we said about the Eagles. There's only one football to go around. And I'm very confident to say that Evan Ingram is going to be nowhere close to 114 that he got last
year. What you got, Big E, on the tight end 4?
On Evan Ingram. I'm talking about on Evan Ingram. To me, I think Evan Ingram, he's going to be all right. Like you said, that's a lot of catches. What was it, 7? I think he was, 4th in the league? Like I said, over So, I mean, it's crazy with Evan Ingram. He's good, but like you said, with Thomas, that changes everything. Thomas Jr., I think he's really going to be a beast, but I don't know why they knock him so much. But, I mean, I'm with Evan Ingram drafting him. He's the last one in that tier, and I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Now, he's definitely draftable. But, again, if you have the expectation that, now he broke out last year, that he's going to have something comparable this year, you're lying to yourself. You're playing yourself.
Right. Now, I got you.
And on to the flex. This one is getting a lot of controversy. This player has been talked about a lot. Nico Collins.
Woo!
Last year, finished as the wide receiver 18. They got him as the wide receiver 17. So he's going to improve on his finish with the arrival of a Pro Bowl caliber receiver in Stephon Diggs. What you got, Biggie?
Hey, I said, Stephon Diggs hit the cliff, bro. I mean, they shipped him off quick. You know what I'm saying? Drafted another wide receiver, and that's what I feel. I like Nico. I mean, I think didn't nobody know in fantasy last year when they had Nico Collins. They were picked up on waivers. You know how it go.
Yeah.
Nico Collins and Tank Dell, they hit the lotto just like Puka. You know what I'm saying? For real. Then nobody know they were going to kill like that. You know what I'm saying? And Nico did good. So I think Nico being, already connected with Stroud, I think he's going to do better than Diggs. I really do. And if anybody who had Diggs at the end of last season saw that he was one of the worst wide receivers, you know what I'm saying, in the league. I mean, he was giving you close to a 0. And I played a few people who had Diggs because I never wanted a Diggs. But I played a few people that had Diggs, and that helped me out a great deal. Appreciate Diggs. Because he was throwing up a goose egg.
Yeah. Brother Fox, we got a question. Nico 1,000 yards?
No,
What? Whoa!
no,
Right, Rice
no.
1,000 yards then? Because I think both of them getting 1,000 yards.
So okay, so here's my thing with Nico. So again, Nico's been in the league for three years, albeit he only had 1 year playing with CJ Stroud, right? And again, the whole point of the notion of a regression is not that we don't think that he's a talented player, but it's more about will he duplicate or even get somewhere close to what he got last year? Nico last year had 80 catches on 109 targets, 1,297 yards, and 8 tubs. Before that season, his first 2 years in the league, you could have added both the stats together and it would not have equaled his output from last
Right.
season. So yeah, I think the Texans last year were they were drafting at number 2. They had the worst record in the AFC. Like so you have a 4th place schedule. Now they're gonna have a 1st place schedule. They're gonna have to go on the road. They're gonna have to play against a lot more talented teams out there, right? And I think it's gonna be reflective of like we said before, you got to follow the money as well. You know, the new kid from Buffalo. I'm drawing a blank.
Stephon Diggs?
The receiver from Buffalo, Stephon Diggs. Yeah, so Stephon Diggs now, I think is the de facto one in that offense. He fixed his contract, so now he's only a 1-year player. So he's actually out there trying to ball out to get his next contract. Nico, Nico hasn't been paid yet, sure, but I just don't see him putting up anywhere close to the numbers that he put up last year. Even if Tank Dell gets off to like a slow start, I feel like, with 3 wide receivers and a legitimate running back now at the backfield, there's not going to be enough balls to go around. I don't care how good CJ Stroud is. I would say he's going to have something around 75 catches for 890 yards, and I'd say 4 tubs, maybe 5.
Yeah, I think Diggs won't have that. But I think we'll flip flop on different players. I think he did good, last year. Like I said with Tank Dell too. I think just the way he ended the season, it was terrible. I mean, I don't think he has it in him anymore.
Why don't you bring us on home, Brother Fox, with the Ravens defense? Why you chose them as the all regression defense?
So, last year's Ravens defense, it was heralded, and rightfully so. They were unbelievable in pretty much every category, from stopping the run to getting sacks to and if you're getting pressure in the backfield, regardless of how good your DBs are, they're going to hold up. I feel the loss of Patrick Queen is going to be huge out of that defense. Matabuke was, he was fighting for that contract. Now he got that contract, and because he got the contract, they're a little thinner now up front. The rotation isn't as heavy. Their DBs are still an issue. They've been trying to fix it for the past few years, but they can't seem to draft the right DB to make Baltimore run. And again, also similar to like I said about Nico Collins, they were playing a schedule that was not a first place schedule last year. The Bengals had the first place schedule coming off their year. So now Baltimore is going to be in a situation where, again, like next year, they open the door at Kansas City. And I think last year they had only given up over 24 points like once or twice all season. Hell, they might let that out game 1. Now, do I think that they're still going to be an elite defense? Absolutely. And they should be still the first defense off the board. But I think point-wise and statistically wise, I don't think that they're going to put up the amount of sacks and turnovers that they got last year.
Okay. We got one more before we cut out. It says Diggs going to have 1,300 easy.
Diggs is going to be hungry. Diggs is like, I think people are underestimating how good Diggs is. Like the offense in Buffalo changed. You know, when it was Diggs heavy, sure they were losing football games early in the season, but his numbers were decent. And once they actually switched to a different offensive coordinator, you know, it did completely change. I still feel like Diggs he's looking for that final good contract, and he's gonna ball out.
I ain't drafting him. Oh no,
Mm.
I ain't drafting him. I do the other two before I go Diggs. I'm talking about that a little bit younger too. I mean, but Dale the one I like. I think Dale.
Fair enough. Before we get out of here, Brother Fox, how can the good folks take care of us?
As always, y'all can give us that HBO special. If you don't know by now, the HBO special is the Help a Brother Out special. So help some brothers out. Hit that like button, subscribe. It truly goes a long way.
Man, that concludes another episode. We are thankful for you guys rocking with us. Catch us next Tuesday, same time, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Football is back, gentlemen. Football is back.
Sure.
As of end of day tomorrow, all 32 teams in the National Football League will have reported to camp. Football is back.
Right, Nate.
Check out for a rebranding. A rebranding is coming. Check us out on IG. Peace.